Okay. Dynamite Delight. I want to say I'm sorry that I did not do my NXT review. My throat is still messed up, guys. As you can hear it, I'm better. I'm getting better. So don't worry, I'm not in any danger. There's no major problems with me, but due to the fact of how messed up my throat has been, I just can't. I start coughing. If I don't, I'd stop sneezing. Essentially, the first 3 days, I had nothing but runny nose, and I sneezed more than I ever did in my life. And now my throat on and off hurts and itches, and I begin to cough. A little bit of runny nose. Do what I need to do. I drink tea, I drink water, but unfortunately, I'm still having the cough problem. I am getting better, so if you're worried about me, I'm doing all right. I'm not in any problems. I don't have no fevers. So it seems I'm slowly getting there. So I'm going to tell you here, I'm not going to do a major review here. I'm trying to save my throat, particularly for my Impact review. And then if I'm going to do Payback and I'm going to do All Out, I'm trying not to strain myself. So I'm going to make this brief. I hope you don't mind. First match, Mox and Commander. Let's make this clear. This was just to get Mox to look good for the International Championship match at All Out. That's what this is for. And his promo wasn't bad either, talking about whoever it is, if it's Penta or if it's Orange, I don't care. I don't have catchphrases. I am a wrestler. Cool. Now, Wheeler Yuta had a match against the openweight champion of Eddie Kingston. Excuse me. He is so freaking over. Eddie Kingston is so damn over. I keep saying this. Why doesn't Tony pull the damn trigger and make him major? Make him important. International championship? No. TNT champion? Yes. I truly believe he can be the next TNT champion. Hell, if you gotta throw the ROH championship at him and let him keep it, which I think he should by this point, because him and Claudio still have a good feud, but let him win the damn title. He's never won it. I'm just saying. I think he's never won it. He won his match even though his elbow is messed up. Fine. But I gotta say this, it upsets me to see that they just won't pull the trigger on him. I'm not saying he's perfect, but he is one of the most over people they got, whether he's a heel or a face. And people just want to cheer him. Trios match for the women. Sheeta, Baker, and Statlander versus Nia Rose, Emi Sakura, which I haven't seen in a very long time, Queen Emi, and who else? What's the other person? Marina Shafir. I still don't feel her. Are they really... Where are we seeing these women? Are we seeing them on ROH? Because I haven't had a chance to watch ROH. If they're on ROH, fine. But the last time I looked at ROH, I didn't see Emi Sakura almost barely at all. So it's like, you got Emi Sakura, who's supposed to be a queen. And what are you doing with her? You could do something with her in the main show. Build something around her. Nope. This was not about the match. And the person that looked the best was, of course, Statlander, because she's a champ. And she got the pin over Marina Shafir. But then having Britt Baker dealing with a Hikaru Shida and their interaction, you know eventually they're going to be going at each other eventually. But I don't really feel thing for Statlander. And I'm glad to see Ruby Soho nail her in the face. I'm sorry. That's just me. Now, the last match is for the International Championship. Penta. I'm just going to talk about the match. I'm not going to talk about what happened afterward. I'm going to do the backstage segments and then I'll talk about what happened after the match. If anyone watches the match between Penta and Orange Cassidy, there's going to be people who just not going to like it because it's heavy luchador work and high flying work. It did have strategy in it, and it did have psychology, whether you like it or not. I'm evaluating for what it was. Since Orange Cassidy is a character driven wrestler, he did a lot of his character driven stuff. Now, I know many people just don't like Orange due to the fact of putting him over so much. But I do have my thoughts on what he did afterward and what happened briefly with Moxley. But I'm telling you, if you're the type of person that isn't turned off by Lucha Libre or high flying wrestling, if you care about strategy and some extent some psychology, the match was not that bad. It wasn't. It was a good defense of the International Championship. I am not going to tell you that it was the most spectacular match because not everyone likes high flying wrestling and Lucha Libre. But it did have some decent psychology in it. Just telling you that. Like it or not, that's the truth. Orange retained, and he's going on to All Out. I'll explain what happened afterward when I go through the rest of these vid packs and segments. Chris Jericho's segment with Sammy Guevara. Let me give it to you like this. You thought they were going to break up because of the way they were talking. They did not. They reformed the Spanish gods. And now they want to try and get the title. They want to try and go after it. Now, let's make this clear. It is obvious the way they're booking this that maybe next week they will fight one another. Chris will go up against Sammy Guevara. It looks like it is going there. It doesn't mean it will immediately. There's still a possibility that they're going to wait a little bit and at least not wait within 1 week to break them apart. Don't know. We will find out. But I'll say this, how they were structuring the segment, how Chris at first apologized to Sammy, but then didn't want to really 100% own that he failed trying to beat Will Ospreay and still trying to say that Sammy should have hit him harder in the face with the bat. And then Sammy brought into his face, well, I did all this, but what have you done? Particularly that at one point when you were champion, you got your damn belt stolen. Or was it he left it? I think he let it got stolen. That's when they decided to do the Spanish God thing. That's what Chris suggested. Now, the next one. Adam Cole's segment with Roderick Strong, with Matt Taman, and the Mike Bennett. I'll give it to you like this. When you see how they're trying to promote ROH former wrestlers who are still working ROH, and now with Adam Cole being with MJF, they will be on ROH at least once or twice before a pay-per-view like All Out. It's good to see that they're trying to promote it, but due to the fact that it's on Honor Club, the numbers there, I don't know what they are. But the problem is, do I feel anything for it? No. Unless they build the story up on Collision, yes. That's what I'm hoping for. Not Dynamite. There's just no way there's anything that's going to happen. I want the tag champs, these two tag champs, to be on Collision with OGK, the Kingdom, along with Roderick Strong over there. Let it happen there. Their tag championships. Let MJF deal with his world title on Dynamite. Let the ROH tag titles be on Collision and ROH. And once in a while, when it's going to lead to a pay-per-view, bring them back to Dynamite. That's what I'm hoping for. Was the segment effective? Yeah. Robert Strom is going to go for a tournament that's going to lead to a possible title match against MJF. And simply put, when you hear how Adam Cole tried to warn Roderick that your neck is not good, and he says, I don't care. Even if my neck's messed up, I can still go. Way better than you and anybody else. Just make sure your boy is ready. That's what it came down to it. I didn't have a problem with it. But it's going to be a question, are they going to put this on Collision? Because Collision needs it more than Dynamite. I'm just saying. Now, what else here? Let me give it to you like this. Seeing Toni Storm still in her Marilyn Monroe or just attitude phase like this is interesting. I want to see how far they're going to go with this. I want to see how Saraya is going to be dealing with her along with Ruby Soho. Will she be expelled from the Outcast? Will they really make the Outcast mean something? Because Saraya didn't show up on the show. Maybe she'll show up on Collision. Unfortunately, because I think Payback is going to be on Saturday, and I will be watching All Out. If Payback's on Sunday, I will not be doing it. I think it's Saturday Payback is on. So I'll be doing Payback Saturday, counting if my throat holds out, and Sunday for All Out. So I'll miss it, and I'll have to wait until I see it. But hopefully they'll be doing something on Collision. I'm just saying. Scissor Me Daddy. I can't laugh. Excuse me. Oh, that hurts. Nothing here. I'm just letting you know. I have no congestion here. I've been checked. I got nothing here. It's all here. But you cough enough. Just to let you guys know. If you got what I got and you cough enough, it hurts here eventually. As you're trying to hack here, you're pushing force here, trying to bring up phlegm, and it hurts here. But when it came to Acclaim, when it came to now Daddy Ass is back, I would have rather see that Badass Billy Gunn stay. But they've gone back to Daddy Ass. It was an okay segment. I had no problem with it. I was glad to see that they're making it important about the Acclaimed. But they wanted to do a ribbon cutting, and it was Caster who got the scissors, and Daddy Ass said, no. Those scissors are too small. I'm using my big ass scissors. Those suckers are almost half his damn torso. He cuts the ribbon, and it's Bowman who says, I'm proud to be a member of the Acclaim, so are my partners, but we don't seem to be right. Look, the House of Ass, they're calling it. The House of Ass. Whether Billy Gunn is 100% behind this or not, everyone has loved this, and I think Billy is loving this. Billy's not, from what I understand, Billy Gunn, the actual guy, he's not having a problem with Caster and Bowman. If he was, he wouldn't be working with them. Trust me, Billy's got enough clout and pull that if he don't like you, fuck off, suck a dick, I'm not working with you. So it's obvious he really loves working with these guys. He's having a lot of fun. And maybe he's the one that came up with the idea of the belts. I don't know. Maybe. But the old belts had just been thrown aside, and Bowman said, we have to do something for the House of Ass. We have new titles. They got a pink leather, gold with a leather strap that's pink. But at the end, on the back, they cut the end. Instead of them being solid like this, they cut them like this. So now, with the belts, you can do this. Oh my gosh. And the crowd in Chicago ate it up. I'm sorry. They ate that shit up. They are the loudest and most passionate towards the Acclaim. I mean, throughout the entire night, the Acclaim was the most loved and passionate too. And it works. Whether you like it or not, it's working. The Acclaim is so over. I know they're going to be selling those types of belts with the Acclaim Trios titles with like this at the end where you can scissor. I bet you're going to sell a lot of belts because they're all so charismatic. They've gotten 100% over. There's just no way around it. There's just no way. You can't deny it. Finally, the end of the show, and this was about Orange Cassidy. You see the title. When it was over and Penta got beat, because he basically gave him 2 damn fear factors and still managed to pin him. And I know people just hate that. But under this situation, he did win. And if he had left it like this, I would mostly agree with them. Because they've not really done anything with Orange, just let him win. But when he decided to call for a chair and a mic, put the chair in the middle of the ring, sat down and says, I don't normally talk like this, but I got to speak about this. Look, it is getting harder and harder to defend this title. My bag gets more and more heavier because basically he's getting his ass beat almost all the time but still winning. But he made it clear, I'm still winning. And going along with his vid pack of talking about not being the same person he was 4 years ago when he was joking around with the best friends, he made it very clear. This damn title means everything to him. And he is not going to give it up. He will never give it up. He's not at the point of Gollum from Lord of the Rings. Admittedly, I have not seen all of the Lord of the Rings, only some of it, and I know who Gollum is. Actually, when I first saw, like, the Lord of the Rings, is not the current, the 2005 version, and one's going, was it 5 or 3? I've not seen them all. I've only seen part of the Fellowship. The one I saw was as a kid, The Hobbit, and the Twin Towers, and The Return of the King, the 70s and 80s version. I'm telling you something right now you may not believe. I'm going to tell you this now for anyone who is a fantasy fan for the movies for the Lord of the Rings. If you have never seen the 70s and 80s version anime of the Lord of the Rings, the original ones Tolkien was inspired to be created, you should watch it. Because you think, and even though I have not seen fully the 2000 versions, if you see the 70s, 80s cartoon version, it'll scare you. The animation there was drawn in a way that's similar to the books. Terrifyingly strange. I've seen people who reacted to them and they look at it like, what the fuck were they thinking when they made this? This is nothing like the Lord of the Rings. Trust me, watch it. I got all 3 of them. They're not perfect. The music is good though, and it does scare you. Trust me. But it's almost like, and this is going to Orange, it's almost like he's almost at the point of being a Gollum. Gollum's here. Orange is here. He's determined to do anything to maintain that title. But he has not gone to being my precious. Ooh, that hurt. That hurt. Ow. That hurt. But he's here. He hasn't gone, oh, my precious. My precious. And then go beyond Gollum and bite someone's fingers off. He hasn't gone there yet. He hasn't done a Moxley. Maybe he will it all out. Maybe he will go like this and then go like this and be like a Moxley who's above a Gollum who likes to bite people. Because Gollum bit one person, Frodo. He lost his finger. I think it was this finger. He lost his finger because pretty much he wanted his ring back. So let's see if that's going to happen. But I will tell you, him talking like this added to what's going on. I kind of wish it was done months ago, honestly. Because seeing this now at All Out, it's not enough for me personally. I wish it was more than a month or 2 ago, easily, where he's beginning to become even more aggressive, more passionate, and says this more often. Look, I don't hate Freshly Squeezed. I liked him. He was silly. He still does the pockets. He goes in here, puts his pockets. And I'm not saying that's bad. But since he's been international champion and he's been defending it so much, his personality has mostly changed. I just wish they would let him do it on the mic more. Having it here does help going into All Out, but it doesn't make it feel special. That's why you need about a month or 2 build for his personality. Here, it's just not enough. I'm hoping that they'll continue it after All Out, but that's just me. And I hope you enjoyed this review. Please give me a comment below. Oh, I gotta stop talking. My throat hurts. Don't worry, I'm taking care of it. I am drinking teas. I am taking my medicine. But it's gonna take a while. This is a situation where my throat is just gonna take a while to get better. So I hope you don't mind. Peace.